cosmic upheaval is unfolding right now in April 2025, and it demands your attention. Just days after the full moon in Libra, a delicate yet powerful lunar event known for unearthing hidden emotions and shaking the foundations of balance, a breathtaking alignment of 4 celestial archetypes is taking place: Lumina, the radiant force of love and worth; Thalos, the swift messenger of insight; Kronara, the keeper of time and truth; and Mystara, the weaver of dreams and illusions. Together, they're igniting a spiritual firestorm, one that's already rippling through your consciousness, your relationships, and your very being. Have you felt it? That sudden wave of anxiety, the vivid dreams that leave you breathless, or a nagging sense that something massive is on the horizon? These aren't coincidences, they're cosmic signals, and they're intensifying by the hour. This alignment won't linger long, its peak is imminent, and its effects will reshape your path if you don't act now. The universe is pulling back the veil, revealing truths you can't ignore, and the energy is electric with potential. What strange sensations have you noticed lately? Are your emotions spiraling, or do you feel a pull towards something unknown? Share your experiences in the comments below. We're in this together. And if you're ready to dive deeper into this cosmic awakening, subscribe to Cosmic Wisdom Naturally. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers this week so we can keep decoding the universe's messages for you with love and sincerity. Let's journey back to the full moon in Libra that graced the skies in April 2025, a celestial moment that might have seemed subtle but carried the weight of 1,000 revelations. A cosmic whisper that's still echoing through your life with an urgency you can't ignore. Known as a micromoon, it appeared smaller, more distant, yet its influence was anything but faint. It was a quiet storm, stirring the depths of your emotional and spiritual waters with a force that demands your attention. This moon, bathed in the harmonious energy of Libra, ruled by Lumina, the archetype of love and balance, didn't just light up the night sky, it illuminated the hidden corners of your heart, asking probing questions that resonate deeply. Where have you lost your balance? Where have you silenced your truth to keep the peace? What relationships have drained you, and what boundaries have you neglected to set? This wasn't a moon of dramatic upheaval, but of gentle, persistent revelations, the kind that seep into your awareness slowly, like water carving a path through stone, eroding old patterns to reveal the truth beneath. Libra craves equilibrium, not just in your relationships but within your very being, and this lunar event was a cosmic invitation to examine where your scales have tipped too far in one direction, where you've given too much or held back too little, where you've sacrificed your own needs for the sake of harmony. Perhaps you've been overgiving in a friendship, pouring your energy into someone who doesn't reciprocate, always being the one to listen, to support, to compromise, while your own needs go unmet. Or maybe you've been holding back your true feelings at work, smiling through stress to avoid conflict, silencing your voice to keep the peace, all while a quiet resentment builds within you. This moon's energy is a mirror, reflecting where you've compromised too much, where you've softened your voice to keep others comfortable, and where you've neglected your own inner peace, leaving you feeling scattered, drained, or disconnected from your true self. But here's the urgency. This lunar energy won't linger forever, its window of influence is closing rapidly, and if you don't act now to realign, to set boundaries that protect your spirit, you might miss the chance to step into a new chapter of balance and self-worth that's waiting for you. To ground this cosmic event in science, let's explore the profound ways the full moon affects us, blending astronomical data with spiritual insights to create a holistic picture. Research has long shown that lunar cycles influence human physiology in subtle but measurable ways, a phenomenon that's been studied for decades. A 2021 study published in Science Advances found that lunar cycles affect sleep patterns, with people experiencing reduced deep sleep and lower melatonin levels in the days leading up to a full moon. Melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep, is sensitive to light, and even a micromoon's glow can disrupt its production, leaving you feeling restless, emotionally raw, or unable to settle into a deep, restorative sleep. This might explain why you've been waking up at odd hours, your mind racing with thoughts or emotions you can't quite place. Another study from the University of Basel in 2013 revealed that brainwave activity shifts during a full moon, with a notable increase in delta waves, which are associated with deep emotional processing, intuition, and even heightened empathy. This scientific insight aligns beautifully with the spiritual perspective. The full moon in Libra wasn't just stirring your emotions, it was rewiring your subconscious, amplifying your ability to feel and process hidden truths, to sense the imbalances in your life with a clarity that's almost palpable. You might have noticed this as a heightened sensitivity. Maybe you felt more tearful, more nostalgic, or more aware of the dynamics in your relationships that no longer serve you. Historically, ancient cultures like the Babylonians believed the full moon was a time of emotional release, a moment when the veil between the conscious and subconscious thinned, allowing hidden truths to surface, a belief that resonates with Libra's energy of balance and justice. Modern science adds another layer. A 2019 study in Chronobiology International found that lunar phases can influence cortisol levels, the stress hormone, potentially heightening emotional reactivity during a full moon. This blend of science and spirituality reminds us that the cosmos doesn't just speak in symbols, it speaks through our very biology, urging us to pay attention to what's stirring within, to listen to the emotions and intuitions that are rising to the surface, and to act on them before this lunar energy fades. To bring this lunar energy closer to home, let's hear from 4 individuals who felt its pull in profound, transformative ways, each story offering a unique perspective on how the full moon in Libra can shift our inner landscape. First, there's Maya, a 32-year-old artist from Seattle who found herself grappling with a relationship imbalance during this lunar event. Maya had always been the peacemaker in her family, often suppressing her own needs to keep her parents happy, a pattern that had left her feeling drained and unfulfilled. As the full moon in Libra approached, she felt an unshakable restlessness, a deep ache in her chest that she couldn't ignore, as if her body was screaming for her to pay attention. One night, she sat under the moonlight, gazing at its soft, silvery glow, and a memory surfaced, a time when she'd given up a dream job opportunity to stay close to home, fearing her parents' disapproval if she moved away. The realization hit her like a wave. She'd been living out of alignment, prioritizing others' comfort over her own truth, and the full moon was illuminating this imbalance with unrelenting clarity. Tears streamed down her face as she journaled about this moment, feeling the moon's energy guide her toward a new boundary. She decided to have an honest conversation with her parents, expressing her need for independence without guilt. A conversation that marked the beginning of a new chapter for her. Maya's story shows how the full moon in Libra can unearth buried truths, pushing us to reclaim our balance with courage, even when it feels uncomfortable. Next, there's Liam, a 45-year-old teacher from London who experienced a wave of nostalgia under this moon's influence, a longing that brought him face to face with a part of himself he'd lost. Liam had been feeling disconnected from his past, buried under the daily grind of teaching and responsibilities, but during the full moon, he dreamt vividly of his childhood home, a place filled with laughter, warmth, and a sense of carefree joy he hadn't felt in years. The dream was so vivid, he could smell the freshly baked bread his mother used to make, hear the sound of his younger self laughing with his siblings, that he woke up with tears in his eyes, a deep longing for a version of himself he'd lost touch with. The next day, he found an old photo album tucked away in a drawer and spent hours flipping through it, each photo a portal to a memory that stirred both joy and sadness. One image of him and his brother playing in a park brought a particular ache. He realized he hadn't spoken to his brother in months, their relationship strained by distance and time. The full moon had opened an emotional portal for Liam, helping him see what he needed to heal. A sense of disconnection from his roots. A longing to reconnect with the parts of himself that felt authentic and free. Inspired by the moon's energy, Liam called his brother that evening, and their conversation, though tentative at first, rekindled a bond he'd thought was lost. Liam's experience highlights how the full moon in Libra can stir nostalgia, not to trap us in the past, but to guide us toward healing and reconnection. Then there's Priya, a 28-year-old marketing manager from Bangalore, who felt the full moon's influence in her professional life, a realm where she'd been struggling with balance. Priya had been overworking for months, taking on extra projects to prove her worth, but always at the cost of her own well-being. Late nights, skipped meals, and a constant sense of stress had become her norm. During the full moon, she noticed a shift. She felt unusually emotional, crying over small frustrations at work, like a missed deadline or a critical email from her boss. One evening, as she gazed at the moon from her balcony, she felt a wave of clarity wash over her. She'd been overgiving at work, saying yes to everything, because she feared being seen as incapable. The moon's energy, with Libra's focus on fairness, illuminated this imbalance, showing her that she'd been sacrificing her own health for the sake of external validation. The realization was both painful and liberating, and Priya decided to set a new boundary. She spoke to her manager the next day, requesting a more manageable workload, a conversation that, to her surprise, was met with understanding. Priya's story shows how the full moon in Libra can reveal imbalances in our professional lives, urging us to prioritize our own needs with the same care we give to others. Finally, there's Ethan, a 39-year-old chef from Sydney, who experienced the full moon's effects through a romantic relationship that had been teetering on the edge. Ethan had been dating someone for a year, but their relationship was marked by constant arguments over small things, a dynamic that left him feeling unappreciated and unseen. As the full moon in Libra peaked, Ethan felt a surge of emotions. He found himself replaying their latest argument, feeling a mix of anger and sadness that he couldn't shake. That night, he had a dream where he was standing on a scale, one side weighed down by his partner's demands, the other side empty, a clear symbol of the imbalance in their relationship. The dream, influenced by the full moon's energy, was a wake-up call. Ethan realized he'd been giving far more than he was receiving, and the moon was urging him to address this. The next day, he sat down with his partner for a heartfelt conversation, expressing his need for more mutual support, a discussion that, while difficult, brought them closer and set a new foundation for their relationship. Ethan's experience underscores how the full moon in Libra can illuminate romantic imbalances, guiding us toward healthier connections if we're willing to face the truth. Now, let's harness this lunar energy with a specific practice. A boundary-setting ritual aligned with Libra's harmonious vibration. A ritual that will help you reclaim your balance with intention and clarity. Libra, as an air sign, thrives on clarity, communication, and beauty. So this ritual will focus on speaking your truth with love while creating a sacred space for transformation. Find a quiet space at night, preferably under the moonlight if possible, and create a small altar. Place a white candle, symbolizing purity and balance, a piece of rose quartz, tied to Lumina's energy of love, and a small bowl of water, representing emotional flow. Light the candle, letting its flame flicker softly, and take a moment to breathe deeply, inhaling for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 8, grounding yourself in the present moment. Next, take a piece of paper and write down one relationship or situation where you've felt out of alignment. Maybe it's a friendship where you're always the one giving, or a work dynamic where you're overextending yourself, or even a family role where you've taken on too much responsibility. Be specific. I've been giving too much to my friend Sarah, always being there for her but never feeling supported in return. It's draining me, and I feel resentful. Now, write a short letter to this person or situation, expressing your truth. I've been giving too much, and it's draining me. I need to set a boundary to protect my energy, to honor my own needs. You don't have to send this letter. It's for you, a way to clarify your intention and release the emotional weight. Hold the rose quartz in your hand, close your eyes, and visualize a soft pink light surrounding your heart, filling you with self-love and courage, a light that radiates outward, enveloping you in a warm embrace. Speak your boundary aloud. I choose to honor my needs. I set this boundary with love, for myself and others, knowing that true balance comes from mutual respect. Dip your fingers in the bowl of water, letting the coolness ground you, and sprinkle a few drops over the paper, symbolizing emotional cleansing. Finally, fold the paper and place it under the candle, letting it burn safely as a symbol of releasing old patterns. Watching the flame transform your intention into reality. For an added layer, you can vary this ritual by incorporating a Libra-inspired affirmation. I am in harmony with myself and others. I set boundaries with love and clarity. Repeat this daily for a week, noticing how your energy shifts as you honor your truth. This ritual isn't just a symbolic act. It's a declaration to the universe that you're ready to realign, to step into balance with unwavering clarity, to reclaim your space with grace and strength. What boundary are you ready to set right now? How would it feel to honor your truth in this way, to let the full moon's energy guide you toward a new equilibrium? Let's add historical and cultural context to deepen our understanding of the full moon's significance. Across cultures, the full moon has been revered as a time of heightened energy and transformation. In ancient Greece, the full moon was associated with Artemis, the goddess of the moon, who was seen as a protector of women and a bringer of clarity, a fitting parallel to Libra's energy of justice and balance. The Greeks believed that the full moon was a time for rituals of purification, where communities would gather to release old grievances and renew their commitments to harmony, a practice that resonates with Libra's focus on relationships. In Native American traditions, The April full moon is often called the pink moon, named for the blooming of wildflowers, symbolizing renewal and growth. A reminder that this lunar event isn't just about release, but also about planting seeds for new beginnings. In Vedic astrology, a full moon in Libra is seen as a time to balance the energies of the heart, Venus or Lumina, and the mind, Mercury or Thalos. A theme that echoes the emotional and relational insights this moon brings. These historical perspectives remind us that the full moon in Libra is part of a larger cosmic rhythm. A rhythm that humans have honored for centuries. And by engaging with its energy, you're participating in an ancient tradition of renewal and alignment. How might this historical context shift your perspective on the full moon's energy? What seeds of renewal are you ready to plant in your own life? As we deepen our exploration of this full moon's effects, let's amplify the suspense and emotional depth, drawing you further into its transformative power. What hidden truth is this lunar energy revealing in your life, and what will happen if you ignore it? Perhaps there's a relationship dynamic you've been avoiding, a conversation you've been too afraid to have, or a longing for peace that's been buried under the chaos of daily life. The full moon in Libra is a cosmic mirror, reflecting where your energy has been scattered, where you've given too much or held back too little, and where you need to call your power back. Its influence is a sacred invitation to pause, reflect, and realign. Not to rush into action, but to sit with the revelations it brings, to let them simmer in your awareness like a slow-burning fire. You might feel a quiet pressure building, a sense that something big is on the horizon, even if you can't name it yet. A new relationship, a career shift, or a deeper sense of self that's waiting to emerge. This tension isn't here to overwhelm you. It's here to guide you, to help you strip away distractions and get radically honest with yourself about what's no longer serving you. What emotions are still lingering from this moon's pull? What truths have bubbled up that you can't ignore? Truths about how you've been living, who you've been surrounding yourself with, or what you've been settling for. These questions aren't meant to be answered quickly. They're meant to simmer, to lead you deeper into your own inner landscape, to guide you toward a clarity that's both gentle and profound. The full moon's energy is still unfolding, and as it does, it's preparing you for the next cosmic chapter. A chapter that demands your presence, your courage, and your willingness to let go of what no longer serves you, to step into a new version of balance that's not just external but deeply, soulfully internal. Don't let this moment pass you by. What will you do with the revelations this moon has brought? How will you honor the balance it's calling you to create? Now, let's turn our gaze to the skies, where a breathtaking alignment of 4 celestial forces, Lumina, Thalos, Kronara, and Mystara, has begun to unfold in April 2025. A cosmic event that's as rare as it is transformative, demanding your attention before it fades. This isn't just a visual spectacle to admire. It's a cosmic symphony, a rare convergence of energies that's reverberating through your soul with an intensity you can't ignore. A celestial call that's both ancient and urgent. Picture this. Just before dawn, if you look to the eastern horizon, you might glimpse these archetypes in a shimmering line, their energies merging in a dance of light and shadow that feels like a message from the universe itself. Lumina, the brightest of them all, radiates a warm, golden glow, whispering questions of self-worth. Do you value yourself enough to let go of what no longer serves you? Are you ready to step into a love that honors your true essence, a love that reflects your deepest desires? Thalos, with his silvery shimmer, darts quickly across the sky, stirring your mind with flashes of insight. Perhaps a sudden idea that changes your perspective, a conversation that feels divinely timed, or a message from the unseen that leaves you breathless with its clarity, urging you to speak your truth. Then there's Kronara, steady and unyielding, her deep indigo presence anchoring the alignment with a call to face your truths. What structures in your life need rebuilding? What responsibilities have you avoided for too long? And what will happen if you continue to ignore them, letting old patterns hold you back? And finally, Mystara, cloaked in a dreamy haze of violet, dissolves the illusions you've clung to, inviting you into a realm of intuition and spiritual depth. But beware, for her waters can be both healing and deceptive, blurring the line between fantasy and reality, challenging you to discern what's true. When these forces align, they create a powerful tension, a push and pull between heart and mind, reality and dreams, that's both exhilarating and unsettling. A tension that's asking you to integrate these energies into your life. This alignment is a cosmic wake-up call, and its energy is peaking right now. Don't miss this fleeting window to harness its transformative power, to align with the universe's rhythm before it shifts again. To deepen our understanding, let's explore the scientific underpinnings of this alignment, grounding its mystical significance in the realm of astronomy and physics. Astronomically, multi-planet alignments are rare because they involve both inner planets, like Lumina and Thalos, which move quickly, completing their orbits in months, and outer planets, like Kronara and Mystara, which move slowly, taking years or even decades to shift, their cycles spanning generations. NASA research on planetary alignments notes that such events can influence Earth's magnetic field, as the gravitational pull of multiple planets in close proximity creates subtle shifts in the solar wind, a stream of charged particles from the sun that interacts with Earth's atmosphere. A 2020 study by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, found that variations in the solar wind can affect Earth's magnetosphere, which in turn may influence human physiology, a phenomenon known as geomagnetic disturbance. For instance, geomagnetic disturbances have been linked to changes in melatonin production and circadian rhythms, potentially heightening emotional sensitivity, disrupting sleep, or even increasing anxiety, symptoms you might be feeling right now as this alignment unfolds. A 2017 study in Geophysical Research Letters also noted that alignments involving outer planets like Kronara and Mystara can create long-wave gravitational effects, subtly influencing Earth's tidal forces, which might explain the physical restlessness or emotional tides you're experiencing. On a spiritual level, this scientific phenomenon mirrors the energetic recalibration we're undergoing. Lumina and Thalos are stirring personal, immediate changes in your relationships and thoughts, sparking quick, reactive shifts, while Kronara and Mystara are activating deeper, collective shifts that unfold over time, connecting you to the timeless rhythms of the cosmos. Historically, alignments like this were seen as omens. Ancient Mesopotamians, for example, believed that a convergence of planets signaled a time of great change, often prompting rituals to honor the gods and prepare for transformation. This blend of science and spirituality reveals the profound interconnectedness of the cosmos. Every shift in the sky is a shift within you, a reminder that you're part of a larger rhythm, a sacred dance of energies that's both physical and metaphysical, a dance that's happening right now and won't wait for you to catch up. Let's bring this alignment to life with the stories of 4 individuals who've been touched by its energy, each offering a unique perspective on how these celestial forces can spark transformation. First, meet Elena, a 29-year-old entrepreneur from New York, who felt Lumina and Thalos' influence in her decision-making, a moment that changed the course of her life. Elena had been wrestling with whether to end a toxic relationship that drained her self-worth, a relationship where she constantly felt diminished, her confidence eroded by her partner's criticism. As the alignment peaked, she felt a sudden clarity during a morning meditation, a Thalos-inspired insight that whispered, "You deserve more, and you know it." At the same time, Lumina's energy filled her with a warm sense of self-love, a golden light that seemed to wrap around her heart, urging her to prioritize her own happiness above all else. That day, Elena ended the relationship, feeling a mix of fear and liberation, but also a deep alignment with her values, a sense that she was finally honoring her true self. She later wrote in her journal, "I felt Lumina's light guiding me, showing me my worth, while the Los gave me the clarity to act. It was like the universe was speaking directly to me." Elena's story shows how Lumina and the Los can spark a powerful synergy between heart and mind, guiding us toward choices that honor our truth, even when they're difficult. Next, there's Amir, a 38-year-old musician from Cape Town, who felt the tension between Kronara and Mystara, a tension that pushed him to confront his fears and embrace his creativity. Amir had been dreaming of a new creative project, a concept album inspired by his travels, but his fear of failure, influenced by Kronara's call to face reality, kept him stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, procrastinating on his work. During the alignment, he experienced a vivid dream of an ocean, Mystara's realm, where a voice urged him to let go and create, trust the unknown. The dream was so powerful that he woke up with a melody in his head, a haunting tune that felt like it had been gifted to him by the universe. The next morning, he wrote a song that felt like it poured straight from his soul, a breakthrough that blended Kronara's structure. His commitment to finally start the project, with Mystara's inspiration, the dreamy flow of creativity that he'd been resisting. Amir later shared, "It was like Kronara was holding me accountable, while Mystara showed me the beauty of surrender. I've never felt so aligned with my art." Amir's experience highlights how this alignment can dissolve illusions and help us build something real from our dreams, a process that requires both discipline and imagination. Then there's Zoe, a 35-year-old yoga instructor from Paris, who felt Lumina and Kronara's energies converge in her financial life, an area where she'd been struggling with balance. Zoe had been living paycheck to paycheck, often taking on extra classes to make ends meet, but always at the cost of her own well-being. She was burnt out, her passion for yoga dimming under the weight of financial stress. During the alignment, she felt Lumina's energy urging her to examine her self-worth. Why am I undervaluing my time and energy? At the same time, Kronara's steady presence pushed her to create structure, to take responsibility for her finances in a new way. One evening, as she meditated under the stars, Zoe had a breakthrough. She realized she'd been undercharging for her classes, reflecting a deeper belief that she didn't deserve abundance. Inspired by the alignment, she created a new pricing structure for her classes, one that honored her worth, Lumina, and built a sustainable foundation for her future, Kronara. Within a month, her income stabilized, and she felt a renewed sense of purpose in her work. Zoe's story shows how the alignment can bring clarity to practical areas of life, helping us align our values with our actions. Finally, there's Kofi, a 42-year-old farmer from Ghana, who felt Thalos and Mystara's energies spark a spiritual awakening, a moment that shifted his perspective on life. Kofi had been feeling disconnected from his spiritual practice, going through the motions of daily life without a sense of purpose. During the alignment, he noticed a surge in intuitive insights, Thalos' influence, such as a sudden urge to meditate at dawn, something he hadn't done in years. One morning, as he sat in silence, he felt Mystara's dreamy energy wash over him, a vision of a starry sky filling his mind, accompanied by a sense of peace he hadn't felt in years. The experience was profound. Kofi felt a deep connection to the universe, a reminder that he was part of something greater, a realization that reignited his spiritual practice. He began waking up early each day to meditate, feeling Thalos' clarity and Mystara's mysticism guide him toward a deeper understanding of his purpose. Kofi's story illustrates how the alignment can awaken spiritual insights, blending Thalos' messages with Mystara's dreams to create a profound shift in consciousness. To engage with this alignment directly, let's practice an expanded sky observation ritual tailored to each celestial force, a practice that will connect you to the alignment's energy in a tangible, transformative way. Find a spot with a clear view of the eastern horizon just before sunrise, ideally in a quiet, natural setting like a park, a forest clearing, or a rooftop where you can feel the earth beneath you. Bring a notebook, a small flashlight, a blanket to sit on, and a thermos of herbal tea to keep you warm. Chamomile or lavender tea can enhance your connection to the cosmos. Start by locating Lumina, the brightest light in the line. She'll be glowing like a golden beacon, a radiant star that seems to pulse with warmth. As you gaze at her, ask yourself, what do I truly value, and how can I honor that in my relationships? Am I giving too much, or am I holding back out of fear? Write down your reflections, letting Lumina's energy guide you toward clarity about your worth. Next, spot Thalos, a fainter silvery light near Lumina. His energy is quick and clever, darting like a messenger. Focus on him and ask, what message is the universe sending me right now? What insight am I ready to receive? Listen for any intuitive insights or sudden thoughts. Maybe a solution to a problem you've been wrestling with, or a new idea that excites you. And jot them down, trusting Thalos' clarity. Then find Kronara, her steady indigo glow a grounding presence, a deep blue light that feels like an anchor in the sky. Ask, what structures in my life need to be rebuilt to support my growth? What habits, commitments, or boundaries have I been avoiding? Reflect on areas where you've been procrastinating, like a project you've delayed or a conversation you've avoided, and write down one actionable step you can take to create structure, like setting a deadline or scheduling that talk. Finally, seek Mystara. Her dreamy violet haze, the most subtle of all, a soft glow that feels ethereal. Ask, what illusions am I ready to release, and what dreams am I ready to pursue? What's holding me back from trusting my intuition? Let your imagination flow as you write, perhaps envisioning a new dream you've been afraid to chase, like starting a creative project or traveling to a place that calls to your soul. As you sit with these energies, sip your tea, feeling the warmth ground you, and take a moment to breathe deeply, inhaling the cool morning air, exhaling any tension. This ritual connects you directly to the alignment's energy, turning a celestial event into a personal journey of clarity and intention. A journey that's both grounding and expansive. What did you discover as you gazed at the sky? How did each archetype speak to you? And what steps will you take to integrate their messages into your life? Let's add mythological context to deepen our connection to these celestial forces, drawing on ancient stories that echo their energies. Lumina, as the archetype of love, mirrors the Roman goddess Venus, who was not just a symbol of romance but a fierce protector of self-worth, often depicted rising from the sea, a reminder of the beauty that emerges from chaos. In Sumerian mythology, Venus is Inanna, the queen of heaven who descends into the underworld, shedding her illusions to rise anew. A fitting metaphor for Lumina's role in this alignment, urging you to shed what no longer serves you. Thalos, the messenger, aligns with Hermes in Greek mythology, a trickster god who bridged the worlds of the living and the dead, delivering messages from the divine to the mortal. A role that reflects Thalos' energy of insight and communication, bringing you clarity from the unseen. Kronara, the keeper of time, echoes Saturn in Roman mythology, a god of discipline and harvest, who ruled the Golden Age, a time of prosperity earned through hard work and integrity. A reminder that Kronara's energy is about building lasting foundations, not just enforcing rules. And Mystara, the dreamer, mirrors Neptune, the Roman god of the sea, whose waters held both storms and serenity, a symbol of the subconscious mind, where dreams and illusions intermingle, inviting you to dive into your own inner ocean. These mythological parallels remind us that the alignment isn't just a modern event. It's part of an ancient narrative, a story that's been told for millennia, and by engaging with its energy, you're stepping into a timeless dance with the cosmos. As we deepen our exploration, let's amplify the suspense and emotional depth, drawing you further into the alignment's transformative power. What hidden potential will this alignment awaken in you? And what will happen if you miss this cosmic window? Lumina and Thalos might have you torn between what feels good and what makes sense. Perhaps you're facing a decision about a career change, a relationship, or a creative project, unsure whether to follow your heart or your head, a decision that could shape your future in ways you can't yet imagine. Meanwhile, Kronara and Mystara form a paradoxical dance. Kronara demands structure, urging you to create a plan, set boundaries, or commit to a goal, while Mystara whispers, surrender to the unknown, trust the mystery, let go of control. You might feel this as a restless urge to organize your life. Maybe you're suddenly compelled to declutter your space, plan your finances, or set new intentions to create order out of chaos. But at the same time, a deeper part of you longs to dream, to let go, to trust the unfolding, to imagine a life that feels more expansive, more aligned with your soul. This alignment is a call to balance these energies, to ground your visions in reality without losing the magic of possibility, to integrate your heart, mind, body, and spirit into a harmonious whole. The urgency here is clear. This alignment is a fleeting event, a cosmic window that's closing soon, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to align with your soul's deepest calling. If you don't engage with its energy now, you might miss the chance to step into a new chapter of growth, to release old patterns, and to build a life that reflects your true essence, a life that feels like home. What decisions are you facing that feel like a tug-of-war between logic and intuition? How can you honor both, and what might happen if you don't act in time, if you let this moment slip away? As the full moon's glow fades and the alignment of Lumina, Thalos, Kronara, and Mystara take center stage, you might be feeling a whirlwind of emotional and physical shifts that leave you wondering, what's happening to me? Why do I feel so off, so raw, so alive all at once, as if my entire being is being rewired? This isn't just in your imagination. It's a real energetic wave, a cosmic detox that's moving through your body, mind, and spirit with unrelenting force, and it's happening right now in April 2025, a moment you can't afford to ignore. Emotionally, you might be riding a roller coaster that feels both exhilarating and exhausting. One moment, you're overwhelmed by sadness or anxiety, tears streaming down your face without a clear reason, as if your heart is releasing years of unprocessed pain, a deep well of grief or longing that's been buried beneath the surface. The next, a sudden burst of joy or clarity pierces through, leaving you laughing in the midst of your confusion, feeling a spark of hope or inspiration you can't explain, a light that breaks through the storm. Perhaps you've found yourself snapping at loved ones over small things. Maybe a misplaced comment from a friend sent you into a spiral of frustration, or a minor disagreement with a partner escalated into a full-blown argument, or craving solitude even from those you cherish most, needing space to process the intensity within, to sit with the emotions that are rising like a tide. These mood swings aren't random. They're your soul's way of releasing old patterns, clearing emotional debris to make space for something new, something more aligned with your true self, a process that's both painful and liberating. Physically, the effects are just as pronounced, and they're a sign that your body is recalibrating to this cosmic frequency, adjusting to a new vibration that's being activated by the alignment. You might feel bone-deep fatigue, as if your body is begging for rest, urging you to nap in the middle of the day or retreat into silence, away from the noise of the world, a fatigue that feels like your bones are heavy with the weight of transformation. Or perhaps you're experiencing the opposite, a restless, buzzing energy that keeps you awake at night, your mind racing with ideas, worries, or a sense of urgency you can't quite place, as if something within you is trying to break free. Sleep patterns are shifting dramatically. Vivid dreams might jolt you awake, filled with symbols or messages you can't quite decipher. Maybe a recurring image of water, a figure from your past, or a sensation of flying through the stars, dreams that leave you feeling both unsettled and inspired. These dreams aren't just random. They're your subconscious speaking, amplified by the thinning veil between worlds. A veil that's paper-thin right now under Mystara's influence, inviting you to explore the depths of your inner landscape. Let's ground these symptoms in science to understand their depth, blending modern research with spiritual insights to create a holistic picture. Research has shown that celestial events like full moons and planetary alignments can influence the human body in measurable ways, a phenomenon that bridges the physical and metaphysical. A 2018 study from the University of California, Irvine, found that geomagnetic activity, often heightened during planetary alignments, can affect brain wave patterns, particularly increasing alpha and beta waves, which are linked to heightened alertness, emotional processing, and even anxiety. This might explain the restlessness or vivid dreams you're experiencing, as your brain becomes more active, processing subconscious insights at an accelerated rate, bringing buried emotions and intuitions to the surface. Additionally, the full moon's effect on melatonin, as noted in a 2021 Science Advances study, can disrupt your circadian rhythm, leading to fatigue, insomnia, or a sense of disorientation, symptoms that align with the spiritual perspective of a cosmic detox, where your body is shedding old frequencies to align with a new vibration. A 2022 study in Frontiers in Neuroscience also noted that geomagnetic disturbances can influence the autonomic nervous system, potentially causing physical symptoms like tension in the shoulders, a racing heart, or a tightness in the chest as your body adjusts to the energetic shift, symptoms that might feel like your body is literally vibrating with the alignment's energy. Historically, scientists like the 18th century astronomer Edmund Halley speculated that celestial alignments could influence Earth's magnetic field, a theory that modern research has begun to confirm, showing how interconnected we are with the cosmos. Spiritually, these symptoms are a sign of transformation. Your energy field is shedding old frequencies, aligning with a higher vibration that's being activated by the alignment, a process that's both physical and metaphysical. This blend of science and spirituality is a reminder that you're not separate from the cosmos. Every shift in the sky is a shift in your body, a call to release what no longer serves you and step into a new version of yourself, a call you must answer before this cosmic wave passes. To make this more tangible, let's hear from 4 individuals who've experienced these symptoms firsthand, each offering a unique perspective on how the alignment is manifesting in their lives. First, there's Sophia, a 34-year-old nurse from Chicago, who felt the emotional roller coaster of this cosmic shift in a profound way. Sophia had been feeling unusually sensitive in the days following the full moon, but during the alignment, her emotions reached a peak that she couldn't ignore. One morning, she woke up from a dream where she was running through a forest, chased by shadows. When she woke, her heart was pounding, and she burst into tears without knowing why, a release that felt both overwhelming and necessary. Later that day, she found herself snapping at a colleague over a minor issue, a scheduling mix-up that normally wouldn't bother her, only to retreat to the break room, overwhelmed by guilt and sadness, her emotions spiraling out of control. As she sat there, a memory surfaced. A time in her childhood when she felt unseen by her parents, a wound she'd buried for years, a sense of being unappreciated that had shaped her need to please others. Sophia realized the alignment was bringing this pain to the surface, and she spent the evening journaling about it, writing pages of raw emotion, feeling a sense of release she hadn't expected, a lightness that came from acknowledging her pain. Her story shows how the alignment can amplify emotional release, helping us heal old wounds if we're willing to feel them, to sit with the discomfort and let it transform us. Next, there's Raj, a 41-year-old engineer from Mumbai, who experienced physical symptoms that left him baffled, a testament to the alignment's impact on the body. Raj had been feeling exhausted for days, struggling to focus at work, with a persistent tension in his shoulders that wouldn't ease, a tightness that felt like he was carrying the weight of the world. During the alignment, he noticed his sleep became erratic. He'd wake up at 3 a.m., his mind racing with ideas for a project he'd been procrastinating on, unable to fall back asleep as his thoughts spiraled. One night, he dreamt of flying over a mountain, a dream so vivid he woke up feeling both energized and disoriented, his heart racing as if he'd actually been soaring through the sky. Raj started tracking his symptoms in a journal, noting that his energy surged in the mornings but crashed by afternoon, leaving him feeling drained and foggy. He also noticed physical sensations, a fluttering in his stomach, a tingling in his hands, that seemed to coincide with moments of stress or inspiration, as if his body was trying to speak to him. Raj's experience highlights how the alignment can manifest physically, urging us to listen to our bodies, to honor their needs, and to recognize that these symptoms are part of a larger process of transformation. Then there's Amina, a 30-year-old graphic designer from Cairo, who felt the alignment's effects through her dreams, a realm where Mystara's energy was particularly strong. Amina had always been a vivid dreamer, but during the alignment, her dreams took on a new intensity. Night after night, she dreamt of water, a vast ocean that seemed to stretch endlessly, sometimes calm and inviting, other times stormy and chaotic. In one dream, she saw herself diving into the ocean, swimming deeper until she found a glowing pearl, a symbol that felt profoundly significant, though she couldn't decipher its meaning. Each morning, she woke up with a sense of awe but also unease, her mind buzzing with questions about what these dreams meant. Amina began writing them down, noticing patterns. The ocean appeared when she felt emotionally overwhelmed, the pearl when she felt a spark of clarity or hope. Over time, she realized the ocean represented her emotions, the pearl her inner truth, and the dreams were Mystara's way of guiding her towards self-discovery. Amina's story shows how the alignment can speak through our subconscious, using dreams as a language to reveal deeper truths we must listen to if we want to grow. Finally, there's Noah, a 47-year-old librarian from Boston who experienced a mix of emotional and physical symptoms that left him feeling like he was in the midst of a personal storm. Noah had been feeling unusually anxious since the full moon, a low-grade nervousness that made it hard to focus on his work, his mind constantly wandering to worries about the future. During the alignment, this anxiety peaked. He found himself snapping at his children over small things like a spilled glass of water, only to feel overwhelmed with guilt afterward, retreating to his room to cry in private. Physically, he noticed a tightness in his chest, a racing heart that seemed to flare up in moments of stress, and a fatigue that left him needing naps in the middle of the day, a level of exhaustion he hadn't felt in years. One night, he had a dream of standing on a cliff, looking out at a starry sky, a dream that left him feeling both small and connected to something greater. The The dream, combined with his symptoms, made Noah realize the alignment was pushing him to confront his fears, to release the anxiety he'd been carrying, and to trust in the unfolding of his life. Noah's experience underscores how the alignment can manifest as a complex interplay of emotional and physical symptoms, a storm that, if navigated with intention, can lead to profound growth. To navigate these symptoms, let's try an expanded symptom tracking ritual to understand and honor your body's messages, a practice that will help you decode the cosmic signals you're receiving. Grab a notebook and create a daily log for the next 2 weeks, titled Cosmic Symptom Journal, a sacred space to track your transformation. Each day, note 5 things. 1. Your emotional state, e.g., felt anxious in the morning, joyful by evening after a walk. 2. Your physical sensations, e.g., tension in my chest, fatigue after lunch, tingling in my hands. 3. Any dreams or intuitive insights, e.g., dreamt of water, felt a sense of release, had a sudden idea to call an old friend. 4. Triggers or patterns, e.g., anxiety flared up after a stressful meeting, felt calmer after meditating. And 5. Actions you took to support yourself, e.g., took a nap, drank chamomile tea, wrote in my journal. At the end of each day, reflect on patterns. Are your symptoms tied to specific times, like sunrise or bedtime? Do they align with emotional triggers, like a difficult conversation or a moment of inspiration? Do certain actions, like resting, meditating, or spending time in nature, help ease your symptoms? This practice, inspired by Thalos' energy of clarity and communication, helps you decode the cosmic messages your body is sending, turning symptoms into insights. For physical relief, try an extended grounding exercise. Stand barefoot on the earth or on a wooden floor if indoors, close your eyes, and imagine roots growing from your feet into the ground, anchoring you as you breathe deeply for 10 minutes. Inhaling for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 8, visualizing a golden light traveling up from the earth, filling your body with calm. If tension persists, try a shoulder release exercise. Roll your shoulders slowly, then massage them with your hands, imagining the tension melting away like ice under warm water. This can ease physical symptoms like fatigue and tension, helping your body align with the cosmic frequency. You can also vary this ritual by incorporating a crystal. Hold a piece of black tourmaline, Kronara's stone, while grounding, letting its energy anchor you further. What patterns might you discover in your symptom journal? How can you honor your body's needs during this transformative time, and what insights might emerge as you listen? Let's add historical context to deepen our understanding of these symptoms, drawing on ancient beliefs about celestial influences. In medieval Europe, physicians believed that the full moon and planetary alignments could influence the body's humors, a theory that linked celestial events to physical and emotional health. While we now know this isn't true in a literal sense, it reflects an ancient understanding of the cosmos's impact on us, an understanding that modern science is beginning to explore through studies of geomagnetic activity and brain waves. In Chinese medicine, the full moon is seen as a time of heightened yin energy, a feminine, receptive force that can amplify emotions and intuition, a perspective that aligns with the spiritual view of the full moon as a portal for emotional release. These historical perspectives remind us that the symptoms you're experiencing are part of a larger human experience, a connection to the cosmos that's been felt for centuries, and by honoring them, you're participating in an ancient tradition of transformation. Let's heighten the suspense and emotional depth, drawing you further into the transformative power of these symptoms. What deeper transformation is this alignment triggering within you, and what will happen if you ignore its call? The emotional and physical symptoms you're experiencing aren't random, they're part of a cosmic recalibration, a process that's preparing you for a new chapter, a chapter that could redefine your life if you're willing to listen. You might feel like you're in between lives, no longer who you were but not yet fully anchored in who you're becoming, a liminal space that's both unsettling and sacred, a space where the deepest growth happens. The fatigue, the dreams, the mood swings, they're all signs that something within you is waking up, breaking through old patterns, and reaching for a new frequency, a higher vibration that aligns with your soul's truth. The urgency here is clear. This cosmic wave is temporary, and if you don't listen to your symptoms now, if you push them aside or numb them with distractions, you might miss the chance to integrate their lessons, to step into the clarity and growth that awaits you. What old patterns are you ready to release? Patterns of self-doubt, overgiving, or fear? What new version of yourself is waiting to emerge, a version that's more authentic, more aligned, more alive? These questions are your guideposts, leading you through the storm and into the clarity that awaits on the other side, a clarity that's worth the discomfort, a clarity that will shape your future in ways you can't yet imagine. Now that we've explored the cosmic forces at play, let's ground this energy into action, because this alignment of Lumina, Thalos, Kronara, and Mystara isn't just something to witness, it's something to participate in. A sacred opportunity that demands your engagement right now in April 2025 before this cosmic window closes. The energy of these celestial archetypes is potent, transformative, but it can also be overwhelming if you don't channel it intentionally, if you don't take steps to integrate its lessons into your life. This is your moment to act, to bridge the spiritual and the practical, to turn cosmic insights into tangible steps that anchor you amidst the storm, steps that will help you navigate this transformative wave with clarity and strength. Let's start with journaling, a simple yet powerful tool to anchor your insights and harness the alignment's energy, a practice that's grounded in both science and spirituality. Journaling isn't just writing, it's a neurological process that helps you process emotions, gain clarity, and reduce stress, a process that's particularly potent during this cosmic period. A 2019 study in the Journal of Neuroscience found that expressive writing activates the prefrontal cortex, reducing activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, thereby lowering stress and enhancing emotional regulation, which is crucial when you're navigating the emotional roller coaster of this alignment. To align with Mystara's energy of dreams and intuition, let's try an extended dream journaling practice. Each morning, as soon as you wake, set aside 15 minutes to write down every detail of your dreams, no matter how small: images, emotions, symbols, colors, even the sensations in your body as you dreamt. For example, if you dreamt of a forest, note the texture of the leaves, the sound of the wind, the feeling of the earth beneath your feet. Then ask yourself, what might Mystara be revealing through this dream? What illusion am I ready to release, and what vision am I ready to embrace? If you dreamt of water, it might symbolize emotional release. If you dreamt of flying, it might represent a longing for freedom. If you dreamt of a specific person, it might reflect a relationship dynamic that needs attention. Let your intuition guide your interpretation, and over the next 2 weeks, look for patterns that might reveal deeper messages from the cosmos, perhaps a recurring symbol like a bird that represents freedom, or a color like violet that connects to Mystara's energy. You can enhance this practice by meditating with an amethyst crystal, Mystara's stone, before journaling, holding it as you reflect, letting its energy amplify your intuition. This practice connects you to Mystara's mystical energy, helping you turn dreams into actionable insights that can guide you through this transformative period. Next, let's clear your energy field, which might feel heavy after this cosmic detox. A process that's essential for maintaining clarity and balance. Smudging with sage or Palo Santo can lift stagnant emotions from your space. Light the herb, let the smoke waft around you, and imagine it dissolving any heaviness in your aura, like a cloud of doubt, fear, or anxiety melting away into the ether, leaving you feeling light and renewed. If you have access to a bathtub, a salt bath is a powerful purifier. Add a handful of sea salt to warm water, along with a few drops of lavender essential oil for added calm, and soak for 20 minutes, visualizing the water washing away doubts, fears, and old wounds, leaving your energy field clear and vibrant, like a crystal polished by the sea. For a ritual aligned with Kronara's energy of structure and emotional release, let's try an extended emotional release practice. Find a quiet space, sit with a piece of black tourmaline, Kronara's stone, and close your eyes, creating a sacred space for transformation. Reflect on an emotion or situation you've been holding on to. Maybe a resentment toward a friend who betrayed you, a fear of failure that's kept you from pursuing a dream, or a sense of guilt over a past mistake. Write it down on a piece of paper in detail. I'm holding on to resentment toward my friend for breaking my trust last year. It makes me feel angry and small. Then, speak it aloud. I release this resentment to Kronara's grounding energy. I am ready to let go, to create space for new energy. Safely burn the paper, use a fireproof bowl, imagining Kronara's steady presence absorbing the emotion, transforming it into strength and clarity, watching the smoke rise as a symbol of release. To deepen this ritual, you can add a grounding step. Stand barefoot on the earth, holding the black tourmaline, and visualize Kronara's indigo light anchoring you, filling you with a sense of stability and purpose. You can also vary this ritual by incorporating a Kronara-inspired affirmation. I release what no longer serves me. I build structures that support my growth. Repeat this daily for a week, noticing how your energy shifts as you let go. This ritual helps you release emotional baggage, aligning with Kronara's call to build new, healthier structures in your life, structures that support your growth and well-being. Let's hear from 4 individuals who've used these tools to navigate this cosmic energy, each offering a unique perspective on their transformative power. First, there's Aisha, a 27-year-old writer from Toronto, who turned to journaling during the alignment, a practice that changed her life. Aisha had been feeling overwhelmed by the emotional shifts, struggling with mood swings that left her feeling ungrounded, swinging between anxiety and inspiration with no clear pattern. She started the dream journaling practice, writing down a recurring dream of a violet ocean, a clear sign of Mystara's influence that seemed to appear whenever she felt emotionally overwhelmed. As she reflected, she realized the ocean represented her fear of vulnerability, an illusion she'd been holding onto, a fear that had kept her from being fully open in her relationships. By journaling, Aisha uncovered a desire to be more authentic, and she took a bold step. She shared a deeply personal poem with her partner, a piece that revealed her fears and hopes, a move that deepened their connection in ways she hadn't expected, bringing them closer than ever. Aisha later shared, "Journaling with Mystara's energy helped me see what I was hiding from. It was like the dreams were a map to my soul." Aisha's story shows how Mystara's energy, channeled through journaling, can lead to profound personal growth that ripples into every area of life. Next, there's Carlos, a 50-year-old therapist from Mexico City, who used the emotional release ritual to let go of past guilt, a burden that had weighed him down for years. Carlos had been carrying guilt over a failed business venture, a weight that Kronara's energy brought to the surface during the alignment, a weight that manifested as a tightness in his chest and a sense of failure that lingered in his mind. He performed the ritual, writing down his guilt in detail. "I feel guilty for the business failing, for letting my family down, for not being enough," and burning the paper while holding black tourmaline, visualizing Kronara's indigo light absorbing his pain. As the paper burned, he felt a physical release, a lightness in his chest he hadn't felt in years, as if a weight had been lifted from his heart. The next day, he started planning a new project with renewed confidence, a community workshop series that aligned with his passion for helping others, a testament to Kronara's transformative power. Carlos's experience highlights how Kronara's energy can help us release emotional baggage, creating space for new beginnings that reflect our true purpose. Then there's Lila, a 33-year-old dancer from Rio de Janeiro, who used the smudging ritual to clear her energy field, a practice that helped her regain her creative flow. Lila had been feeling heavy and uninspired, her dance routines feeling forced, her creativity blocked by the emotional intensity of the alignment. She smudged her studio with sage, letting the smoke cleanse the space, imagining it lifting the heaviness from her body, visualizing a bright light filling the room. As she danced afterward, she felt a shift. Her movements became fluid, her body lighter, her creativity flowing like a river, a flow that led to a new choreography piece that felt deeply inspired. Lila's story shows how energy-clearing rituals can remove energetic blocks, aligning us with the alignment's transformative energy, allowing us to express our true selves. Finally, there's Hannah, a 40-year-old teacher from Tokyo, who used affirmations to rewire her energy, a practice that helped her navigate the alignment's intensity. Hannah had been feeling scattered, her emotions swinging between doubt and hope, her mind overwhelmed by the alignment's energy. She started repeating the affirmations daily. "I release what dims my light. I trust the cosmic flow. I am grounded in my truth. I am worthy of love." Writing them on her mirror, whispering them during her morning commute, speaking them aloud before bed. Over time, she noticed a shift. Her doubts began to fade, replaced by a quiet confidence, a sense of alignment with her purpose, a clarity that helped her make decisions with ease, like pursuing a new teaching project she'd been hesitant about. Hannah's experience underscores how affirmations can anchor us to the alignment's energy, helping us focus our intention and navigate the storm with grace. Crystals can also be your allies during this time, each resonating with a specific celestial force, offering a tangible connection to the alignment's energy. Amethyst, tied to Mystara, enhances intuition and spiritual clarity. Hold it while meditating or place it under your pillow to deepen your dream insights, letting Mystara's energy guide you toward deeper truths. truths that might reveal a new path or purpose. Black tourmaline, resonating with Kronara, grounds your energy, helping you stay rooted amidst emotional waves. Keep it in your pocket or on your desk as a reminder of your strength and commitment to new structures. A talisman of stability. Rose quartz, aligned with Lumina, opens your heart to self-love. Carry it close to your chest to heal old wounds and invite compassion into your relationships. Aligning with Lumina's call to value yourself deeply, to see your own worth reflected in the world around you. And citron, tied to the Thalos, enhances clarity and communication. Hold it while speaking or writing, letting Thalos' energy amplify your ability to express your truth, to share your insights with the world. Finally, affirmations can rewire your energy, focusing your intention on alignment, a practice that's both simple and profound. Repeat these daily, aloud or in your mind, tying each to a specific energy. I release what dims my light, Mystara. I trust the cosmic flow, Thalos. I am grounded in my truth, Kronara. I am worthy of love, Lumina. Write them on a mirror, whisper them during a quiet moment, or speak them with conviction as you start your day, letting each affirmation anchor you to the alignment's energy. These affirmations aren't just words. They're spells of intention, bridges between the cosmic and the practical, tools that help you integrate the alignment's lessons into your life. Let's add historical context to deepen our connection to these tools, drawing on ancient practices that echo their energy. In ancient Egypt, amethyst was used by priests to enhance spiritual clarity, a practice that aligns with Mystara's energy of intuition and dreams, a reminder that this crystal has been a tool for transformation for millennia. In Roman culture, black tourmaline was believed to protect against negative energy, a belief that resonates with Kronara's grounding influence, a testament to its power to anchor us in times of change. These historical parallels remind us that the tools we're using are part of an ancient tradition, a tradition of working with the cosmos to create change, and by using them, you're participating in a timeless practice of transformation. Let's heighten the suspense and emotional depth, drawing you further into the transformative power of these tools. What new insights will these practices reveal, and what will happen if you don't engage with them? The alignment is a fleeting event, a cosmic window that's closing soon, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to harness its energy for growth, clarity, and alignment. These tools, journaling, rituals, crystals, affirmations, are your key to integrating its lessons, to turning cosmic chaos into personal transformation, to stepping into a new version of yourself that's more aligned, more authentic, more alive. If you don't act now, if you let this moment pass without engaging, you might miss the chance to release old patterns, to gain clarity, to build a life that reflects your true essence, a life that feels like home. What rituals resonate with you most? How will you make space for them in your day? And what transformation might they unlock? These questions are your guideposts, leading you through the storm and into the clarity that awaits. A clarity that's worth the effort. A clarity that will shape your future in ways you can't yet imagine. As we emerge from this cosmic whirlwind, the full moon in Libra and the alignment of Lumina, Thalos, Kronara, and Mystara in April 2025, we stand at a crossroads of transformation. This isn't a moment to fear, but a sacred opportunity to grow, to realign, and to step into your highest truth. The energy is still unfolding, and its effects will shape your path for weeks to come, but you must act now to harness its power. The universe has opened a doorway. It's up to you to walk through it with intention and courage. Start by protecting your energy. Avoid crowded, overstimulating environments that can scatter your focus. Skip the busy malls or loud gatherings, and seek quiet spaces where you can hear your inner voice. Spend time in nature to recalibrate. Whether it's a hike in the woods, a walk by the ocean, or simply sitting under a tree, let the earth's steady rhythm anchor you. Adjust your sleep patterns to counteract the energy disturbances. If you're restless, create a soothing nighttime routine with herbal tea, dim lighting, and a few minutes of journaling to clear your mind. Practice deep breathing and meditation daily. Find a quiet corner, close your eyes, and inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 8. Imagining roots growing from your feet into the earth, grounding you in unshakable calm. These steps aren't just suggestions. They're your lifeline to stability amidst this cosmic storm. You're not meant to navigate this alone. Join the Cosmic Wisdom Naturally community and share your journey with us. What shifts have you felt this week? What truths have emerged in your heart? Drop a comment below. We're here to decode these cosmic messages together, and your story might inspire someone else to take that next step. And if you're ready to stay ahead of these transformative waves, hit that subscribe button now. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers this week, so we can keep guiding you with the wisdom of the stars. At Cosmic Wisdom Naturally, our mission is to keep you in tune with the universe's rhythms, empowering you to thrive through every cosmic shift. The next chapter is unfolding. Are you ready to step into it with clarity, strength, and an open heart? Keep showing up, keep trusting, and let's dance with the stars together. See you in the next video.